But the big story that we are tracking and the images that are coming in are from Mumbai. Those images are of a city on red alert as it braces for its first ever cyclone or major cyclone in 129 years. As I said, there was a smaller cyclone in 1948 as well. Cyclone Nisarg, now a severe cyclonic storm, expected to make a landfall anytime now. The first high tide will hit the city at around 10:15 a.m. but no waterlogging has been reported so far. The second high tide for the day is expected in the night after 9:45 p.m. People living in the low-lying areas of Mumbai, the slum shanties, have been moved to safer locations. 8 NDRF teams deployed in the city. Section 144 now imposed across Mumbai. Movement of people restricted at beaches. Mumbai currently the worst affected by the coronavirus outbreak. Over 41,000 cases so far, and the city remains on high alert. So clearly Mumbai in the eye of a storm. Let's give you the latest pictures that are coming in. Pictures that came in a short while ago from Alibag. Let's take you for a moment to Alibag, because remember, Alibag is the eye of the storm, 90 kilometers south of Mumbai. I'm going to ask my producer to give us the latest pictures that are coming in from Alibag near Mumbai. Remember, the cyclone expected to hit Alibag and then move towards Mumbai. South Mumbai in particular, we are told, is vulnerable because that's the direction in which the storm is moving. So these are images and we are giving you a timestamp. This was at 11:30 a.m. Now an hour and a half later, the cyclone has moved closer. Remember, Nisarg expected to make that landfall near Alibag. Alibag is an area on the Konkan region, 90 kilometers away from Mumbai. The cyclone has intensified in the early hours this morning with a wind speed of about 90 to 100 kilometers per hour. The landfall, which is expected in the next 1 hour, is expected to pound the Alibag Konkan coast. From Ratnagiri up to Alibag is where the cyclone is perhaps at its maximum intensity. Mumbai is on high alert, bracing for its first ever cyclone. Section 144 imposed in all the beaches, parks. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has already appealed to people not to step out of homes for the next 24 hours. The Army, Navy, Air Force, NDRF teams all there on high alert. I'm going to go to my correspondents who have fanned out across Mumbai at the moment and to Alibag. Remember, as I said, Alibag remains the eye of the storm. Pictures also coming in at the moment from Ratnagiri, and Ratnagiri is also bracing for severe rainfall at the moment. So high winds and severe rainfall in these areas bordering Mumbai. Mumbai so far has had windfall in some places, but relatively there hasn't been much rain in and around Mumbai. Let me go to Air Vice Marshal G.P. Mishra of SkyMet. He'll give us a sense of what we can expect in the next hour. Air Vice Marshal, what can we expect? We are told it will be about an hour before landfall takes place. Give us a sense. I'm going to ask my producer to give us the latest pictures that I'm now seeing on our sister Hindi channel Aaj Tak. Those pictures will just play on your screen, but give us a sense what to expect in the next hour.
Yes, Rajdeep, I am AVM GP Sharma and not Mishra. Just for the correction, please. Okay. Now I give you the sense of the storm as such. The cyclone, to me, it appears it is already the landfall has started. If I can show you the current radar picture, yes, it was supposed to hit close to Alibag. It is. Raigad is the area where the landfall has started. This vacant space which we see, this is the center of that particular storm. Okay, and this is already other side of the coast, means the landfall has started. It takes about 3 hours time, 2.5 to 3 hours time for the landfall to be complete. Since the storm also is moving at an angle north-eastward, therefore it will take a little more time to completely drift inside the coastline. At the moment, all this area close to Raigad, extending to Alibag, strong winds are there, heavy rains are there. Mumbai at the moment having some showers only. Since the storm is impacting almost about 100 kilometer away, about 90 kilometer away, Mumbai
so how long will it take to reach? How long does it take? How long does it take in intensity to reach Mumbai, Air Vice Marshal?
Or the rains, but then for the next about 6 to 8 hours, Rajdeep, they are going to be a little crucial. Whatever happens, the most intense weather is expected from now for the next about 6 to 8 hours, even including Mumbai and its suburbs. Southern parts of Mumbai's suburbs, they are more vulnerable than the northern ones which are there, like Thane, Kalyan or so. The southern ones, they are more vulnerable. There is a heavy rain likely. Also, as you said, there is a tide. Tide now, of course, it is receding. We are going towards the low tide now, which is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But then we again wait for the next, which is there at 10 o'clock in the night, 9:45, 10 o'clock. By then, the things will ease out a little as far as this storm is concerned. Yes, Raideep.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Vice Marshal, in a moment. Saurabh Vakhtania is joining me from Bandra. Pankaj Kherkar, though, is literally in the eye of the storm in Alibag. Pankaj, you are exactly where the landfall we are expecting to take place any time from now. Give us a sense, show us what's happening around you at the moment.
Rajdeep, I would like to say that the landfall has started happening. The wind has picked up and the speed of the wind can be experienced. That behind me you can see 3 pine trees have fallen down. Such is the speed of this wind of this Nisarg cyclone, and it is tremendous. All throughout this region I can experience that almost everything is being shaken. The leaves are flying, the trees are falling, and the rain is also too much. So landfall has started happening. Now it is also been said by the weather experts that the eye of this storm has a diameter of 60 kilometers, whether it's 60 or 30 kilometers, but it is too much. But after that is the wall which causes the damage, and I think as of now we are in between the wall that is traveling from Alibag inwards towards Mumbai. So here you can see the wind are blowing towards the sea as of now. But after some time, the winds will be blowing in the opposite direction. And whatever is happening over here is a lifetime experience. Yes, the devastation is happening. Trees are being uprooted. The good part is that almost most of the people.
Where are you exactly at the moment in Alibag? Because let's be very clear, how far from the coast are you at the moment? The landfall has not yet fully taken place, and that's the worry, of course, because that's when the wind speed will really impact the Alibag coastline. But tell us, where exactly are you at the moment in Alibag?
See, in Alibag, in the Koliwada area, next to the Kolaba Fort, just next to the seashore, I am inside the Maharashtra Maritime Board office, and here we have got the shelter because till now we were standing at the beach, but since the winds picked up, we couldn't withstand the wind, and so we had to come here and take the shelter. And here you can see now the tremendous speed of the wind, what we can see. And so I was saying that it might be that the landfall has started happening over here in Alibag's Koliwada area, and here you can see the tremendous speed of the wind that is blowing towards the sea from the landmass. But the Nisarg cyclone is moving inwards, so here a different kind of experience what we are having over here, Rajdeep.
Because Alibag is about 90 kilometers from Mumbai. Saurabh Vakhtania is in Bandra, in the suburbs of Mumbai. Saurabh, relatively Mumbai has been spared, at least so far. The kind of visuals we are getting at the moment from Alibag certainly not being witnessed in Mumbai. Give us a sense at the moment where you are in Bandra, what the weather is like.
Well, absolutely, Rajdeep. As far as the current situation is concerned, it's pretty much like a rough monsoon day of Mumbai. It's still a bit drizzling as of now, and the wind also is the same like it happens in monsoon. You'd like to show the current situation of the Arabian Sea over here. We were expecting the highest damage or the impact in these areas only, because you can see these are the high-rise building, the main Worli coastal area. Those are the high-rise building, and also the Worli, Koliwada and the fishermen colonies over here, one of them which is the highest number of coronavirus cases, the major containment zone over there. So what continuously the cops did over here is, Rajdeep, announcements will be made, and many of the BST buses have been placed outside. Many of them were asked to shift them to the some of the schools and community centers, but they were running out of vehicles because maximum of those schools and community centers are already converted into quarantine zone. So what actually the officials have done now here is they are going one by one. Proper announcements are being done. The bus services, the school buses are kept on standby, because once this starts coming into Mumbai, it can be a little difficult situation over here. But as and when we are learning from the IMD officials is that the curve has actually bent. So it's more of going towards the Konkan side, below the Alibag, that is the Murud Janjira side. So the tension is not yet over, but yes, it's all are very much prepared. Many of the high-rise building residents have already taken a lot of precautions. The coastal area has been cleared. Regular announcement has been made. The BMC is also taking help of the social media handles that what all precautions needs to be taken. And the most difficult part was to shift the ground hospitals which were made at the BKC MMRDA ground, which was accommodating around 250 coronavirus patients. Yesterday they all were shifted to NSCI Dome. Every day Mumbai is experiencing and getting around 1100 to 1400 of fresh coronavirus cases. So it will be a very difficult period for them and all the patients if this cyclone has a major
But as you said, at the moment the cyclone has taken a curve towards Murud Janjira. Therefore, there is the hope, of course, that suburban Mumbai could well be spared at the moment. South Mumbai, by contrast, is where we are seeing very heavy winds at the moment, particularly in the area of Cuff Parade at the tip of Bombay. I'm joined from there by Ashish Bhasin, CEO of Dentsu. He lives in a skyscraper in Cuff Parade. Ashish, give us a sense of what you're seeing around you and what precautions you and others living in skyscrapers in Cuff Parade have taken.
So Rajdeep, the winds are very, very strong. The rain is not that much. I would say it's a light drizzle. If this weren't a cyclone warning, it would be a normal monsoon day for Mumbaikars, and in good times you would probably find people thronging Marine Drive, etc. At the moment, because of the fear of the cyclone and because of the COVID situation, obviously nobody's venturing out. When I look down and I can see the Machimar Nagar on one side. Where I can see intense activity is towards the Alibag side. You can see darkness on the horizon over there. But when I look towards the Marine Drive side and where the governor's bungalow is, actually it's now clearing up a bit. The winds are strong. It's a bit unusual for that, but most people have taken a lot of precautions. All the boats I can see have been brought into a safe, sheltered area. They've been covered by plastics, and the fishermen's colony, Machimar Nagar, you can't see any. Normally it's thronging with activity. You can't see anybody at the moment over there. So obviously either people are locked inside or have moved out from there. In high rises, we've been informed by the society that we should switch off the electricity as soon as we've been advised to switch off unnecessary electricity as well as gas lines, when the hit happens. Also, things like people have a lot of air conditioners with coverings hanging outside, cars parked out. The first tree in Cuff Parade has already fallen. But it's nothing, at the moment, it's nothing scary, nothing remarkable, which doesn't happen in any monsoon day. Winds are strong. The tide I can see is actually receding, which is good news, because even if there's a lot of rain, at least the chances of flooding will decrease.
We'll come back to you in a moment, Ashish. Hold on to all your thoughts, because you're there in a skyscraper at the very coastline of Mumbai Cuff Parade. As you said, the first tree has fallen, and I'll give you a picture of that tree which has fallen. But the good news is, at the moment, is that Mumbai has been relatively, as of now, insulated from the worst of the rains and the possible damage that the cyclone could cause. It's Alibag where the real concerns are at the moment. Remember, Alibag is an area where, quite apart from large traditional fisherfolk community, this is an area known for its mango orchards, and also for a large number of Mumbaikars or affluent Mumbaikars who have built their cottages there. I know that the Indian cricket team coach Ravi Shastri was there till yesterday afternoon. He's been living in Alibag in his house there for the last 2 months. We'll try and connect to Ravi in a moment. But our correspondent Mustafa also has been traveling across Mumbai. He's been talking to people there across the coastline. Remember, fisher folk remain in a situation like this, the most vulnerable. We'll try and go to him in a moment. But those are images that we are getting you at the moment from Palghar. So Palghar, remember, I will do a map for you. The map will clearly show you that the areas from Palghar, Alibag, Thane, Palghar and Alibag in particular are the ones which have been perhaps at the moment buffeted by the strongest winds. Air Vice Marshal Sharma, why don't you show us that map of yours that you've had to tell us this area, this locus of the cyclone seems to be at the moment Alibag, right up to Daman, would I be right, on the Gujarat coast?
See, all these cyclones, obviously their peripherals extend almost up to about 200 kilometers on either side. Though the ferocity of the storm is more on the right half, when we say, like from the center you take its right half, the ferocity is more over those portions. In which case, now since the storm has already started its landfall process as such, I said will take about 2.5 to 3 hours. Like from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock we can expect this thing to continue. Partly it's already overland, which I showed earlier also in the radar picture, and the vulnerable areas will be already, as we said, Alibag is there, Raigad, Alibag. Mumbai is relatively far from the absolute high impact of this storm, but that does not suggest that we should lower our guard at the moment. Winds are going to pick up there also.
So would you say that Mumbai relatively insulated? Would you say that Mumbai as of now relatively insulated?
I will say that relatively insulated. Yes, it will not have very high impact of this as we expected earlier. The impact is over between Raigad and Alibag, I say, which is at least about 50 kilometers away from Mumbai. So it escapes the absolute fury of the storm as such. But the rains are going to be there, winds are going to be there. I still expect the rains to the tune of almost about, it can dump about 10 centimeters of rainfall over a period of 12 hours, even over Mumbai and its
I'm going to hold you, Vice Marshal, I just want to hold you for a moment because I'm joined. I just want to go to the ground to Alibag. As you said, Alibag is the eye of the storm. Pankaj Kherkar is reporting right from the eye of the storm. Pankaj, you've got NDRF officials with you. Take it away and tell us what they are saying, how they are seeing the situation at the moment. Have they evacuated everyone along that coastal road from Alibag all the way stretching to Palghar and then on to Daman? Yes, Pankaj.
Rajdeep, I have Assistant Commandant of NDRF, Mr. Kumar Raghavendra, with me at this point of time. Sir, help us understand what is the current situation. Have all the villagers residing in the low-lying areas been evacuated?
Yes, all the villages who are already in the dangerous zone are evacuated with the help of civil administration and the team of NDRF.
Right. So how many people have you evacuated till today?
From the morning until now, approximately 7,000 people were evacuated from the dangerous zone.
So there are two teams of NDRF that are deployed in this region. Are all the village side that is protected? Is your ground preparedness enough? Because now the sea looks very, very dangerous. Now the storm is also gathering its wing. Now they started drizzling as well. What is going to happen now?
No, we will all well prepared, and our 20 teams are deployed in Maharashtra from Palghar to Sindhudurg. And as per the situation and the information received from the IMD, we are already well prepared and we are having track on it. What the situation goes worse, we will be prepared. We are prepared in that scenario.
So there you are, Rajdeep. NDRF says the ground preparations on ground zero are to the T and they are ready for any eventuality.
Where exactly at the moment are you? Which, again, location-wise, where are you and what are you seeing around you?
Rajdeep, I'm in the Palghar district. This is the Satpati village. Now, this is the very place where all the boats are docked. At this very place, the villagers told me that there are 500 boats approximately that have been docked in this area. And since the last hour or so, I saw the fishermen community that was strongly engaged in this area, securing their boats. As you can see on your screens as well, most of these big boats and trawlers have now been covered with this black sheet. This is to avoid the water going in the underbelly, and they have been secured and fastened with these thick ropes. Most of the fishermen here maintain that they have been working their lifetime in these areas, and they have never seen such a scenario building up, and they do believe that perhaps if the wind speed does turn out to be around 125 kilometers per hour or so, then there could be real problems. Hence, what they have done is they have secured their boats here with the help of these thick ropes. But they say the danger is really there, and they are keeping their fingers crossed. Of course, what the good thing that has happened on ground zero, Rajdeep, is that the people in the low-lying areas, believing in the administration, have now moved up to the higher areas. Now, in totality, if you were to look at the stats, around 21,080 people were in the vulnerable zone, and they have been taken care of. As the NDRF assistant commandant was also telling us that today itself 7,000 people were evacuated. I also saw around 100 volunteers. Now, these volunteers are students who are studying in the various schools and colleges. They have also formed a group, and also they are also starting the community kitchen. So overall, there is a good synergy that I'm seeing on ground zero. But everyone here, agencies, the people, the fishermen community, they are keeping their fingers crossed.
You've got to keep your fingers crossed, but the news so far is that the damage has been limited, and that's the good news that we are getting at the moment. And it appears that the cyclone at the moment is bringing rain to parts of Mumbai, but certainly the damage seems limited. We'll have to see, of course, the Alibag, Raigad, Palghar area, how the cyclone plays out there. Just getting a sense though, because remember the West Coast is not used to cyclones of this nature. So Ashish Bhasin, you know, in a high rise like in Cuff Parade, is this a completely novel experience for most people in Kulaba, Cuff Parade? Kolkata has a history, for example, of having to deal with cyclonic weather. For you and others in Mumbai, has this been a completely novel experience? And how have the sort of elite of Mumbai in a way prepared for a day like this?
So I don't think, Rajdeep, in that sense, it's novel experience, because every monsoon you are faced with a lot of intensity of rain and wind and so on. Of course, in this case, because the government had warned well in time, and because the intensity is expected to be pretty ferocious, I think there is a lot of trepidation in the hearts of people. Everybody is being very cautious, staying away from windows. As we are speaking, in the last 5 minutes since I last spoke to you, the intensity of rain has increased. The wind speeds are increasing. So there is a little bit of a fear. Trees have fallen. I mean, there's a building called Sea Lord close by here, very close to that. There is a tree. There are a few trees that have fallen. So it's not unusual in monsoons, but because there is this big scare, I think people are, I would say people are scared. They worry of what's going to come. The government, I have to say, this time has really forewarned people well. From yesterday, lots and lots of announcements have been made. There are people on ground, store your water, electricity, etc. So I think people now know what they have to do, but they're still expecting the unexpected. Hopefully, we will be spared the full brunt of it from whatever you're reporting also just now. Even as I'm seeing, I mean, on the Alibag side, I can see complete darkness and, really dark clouds. But when I see over the South Bombay side, over Cuff Parade in this area, relatively speaking, the cloud cover also is less, though wind speeds are increasing as we are talking.
Let me ask you one final question. In terms of your staff, offices, you've had 2 rough months because of Corona. The city virtually coming to a standstill. Has this delayed in a way the process of reopening? Today was supposed to be the day, of course, that Mumbai in a way unlocked. So that's been delayed by a couple of days. All staff presumably at home, no offices. You haven't called any of your staff to office today.
No, Rajdeep, in any case, offices haven't started in Mumbai. They are going to start from the 8th. Most of the private offices, they're going to start from the 8th, and that too with only 10% of the staff. So at the moment, there is no staff, at least not in any of our offices. And even in general, when I see on the road, last 2 or 3 days, I could see a lot of activity. Cars had started moving. There was a little bit of traffic, so you could see movement around. But since the morning today, it has been absolutely desolate. All of Marine Drive, hardly a single car that has passed in Cup Parade. Then nobody, even people who usually sometimes stroll outside, there's almost nobody there. So people are all staying indoors. And because we're right at the brink of the sea, everybody's also worried about, water coming in and windows cracking and so on and so forth. So I think people are taking a lot of care.
One final word. One of the do's for do's and don'ts during cyclones. Among the do's is keep your torchlights with you, keep candles, because power is of course a big concern. There have been no power cuts presumably since the morning where you are.
No, there have been no power cuts, but we have been advised by in Megatas, our society, that we should switch off power if we see that winds are intensifying a lot. At the moment, nothing like that has happened. The other strange bit in Mumbai is, in the olden days when something like this would happen, you'd run for candles and run for torches. Now everybody is running to charge not only their mobiles, but also the battery packs, which will keep the mobile going. And when you ask the younger generation, they say, you don't need a torch, we've got it on the mobile. So I think there's a rush to charge your laptops and mobiles more than for torches at the moment, and water, because the government's been saying stop water. If electricity fails, then even the water supply can get impacted. So I think people are storing water as much as they possibly can.
Ashish Bhasin, thanks very much for joining us, giving us an update from Cup Parade. You're in a skyscraper. Stay safe, stay well. Thanks very much for joining us. The CEO of Densu joining us there. Remember, everyone now packed indoors. They've been packed indoors in most of Mumbai for the last couple of months, and now the cyclone has really delayed the process of any kind of unlocking of the city. Those images that we are getting, and some of the most dramatic images, are coming from the Alibag Ratnagiri stretch. So Alibag, Raigad, Ratnagiri, right along the coastline, that's where the brunt of the storm is being faced, and it's being faced mainly by villagers and fisher folk there. So that's our prayers and thoughts are with the people of Alibag, Raigad, Ratnagiri along the Konkan coast. Trees have fallen. Some trees, in fact, have fallen in South Mumbai as well, in the Cup Parade area. And we'll just be getting you more details of that in a moment. Our correspondents have fanned out to those areas as well. So there have been a few instances where trees have fallen. But as we are seeing with the landfall having taken place, the damage certainly is much less severe than what we saw with Cyclone Amphan, which was of course a super cyclone and therefore ravaged Bengal to a much greater extent. But clearly these are troubling images that are coming in from the Konkan coast, a beautiful part of the country, but early monsoon has seen Cyclone Nisarg strike this area as well. Just a quick word, Air Vice Marshal Sharma, before I go to my correspondents. A landfall taking place, does that mean that the wind speeds will now slowly reduce?
You see, the landfall means the central portion of the storm. That is what has to complete. As I see the latest radar picture now, you see it is more than half of the storm's central portion has crossed over to the land. It's, I will say, rear 1/3 only. Landfall should be complete by another 1 hour or so. After that, you see the rear of the storm also, it's not a clear sky. It is actually, there are bands of clouds capable of giving some extremely heavy rains in the rear also. The only thing is landfall process is getting complete in the next about 1 hour, I'll say by about 2:30 or so. But then pocket will remain same, Alibag, Raigad and in between area. I can say that Mumbai is relatively safe. It will not be impacting very heavily that portion, particularly Mumbai and north suburbs of this, Thane, Kalyan, etc. Palghar also will not be impacted. There will be rain, but then relatively they will be free from the fury of the storm as such, and it will be confined to Alibag, Raigad, this pocket more. Mumbai will have some rains, all right, but then we expected the winds to tune of about 100 kilometers. That will not happen. Yes.
Okay, let's for a moment go to Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus. Once, of course, Victoria Terminus Station, the hub of South Mumbai in a way in terms of train lines that move from there. Our correspondent Mustafa Sheikh has been reporting from there. There have been trees which have fallen in the area. Let's just listen in to Mustafa.
As Cyclone Nisarg makes a landfall, there have been incidents of tree falling reported. We are at CST area. Here you can see this big tree fallen on the main road. Fortunately, there was no loss of life as there is not much traffic on the road. But these kind of tree fall incidents have been reported at multiple locations in Mumbai. And you can see these winds which are flowing at this point of time and expected to go on. And this point of time you can see and experience that actual landfall of Cyclone Nisarg has started, and the police agencies are started to mobilize in and around Mumbai, because these kind of incidences, especially for the weekend-old buildings, are more likely and more exposed to such cyclones. Camera person Mangesh Amre, Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai for India Today.
Okay, those are some visuals that are coming in from South Mumbai. As I said, South Mumbai is relatively insulated now. Heavy winds, a little bit of rainfall, but nothing as severe as was feared. The real severe damage, if any, is more on the Konkan coast from Alibag stretching all the way to Ratnagiri. This is an area which traditionally experiences heavy rainfall in this time of the year. The NDRF did act quickly. There were NDRF teams out and about for the last 24 hours. They've had a long night. All fishermen along the coastline were warned, and evacuations took place right along the coastline and even in Mumbai in the low-lying area. So that's the good news that's coming in at the moment, because the evacuations have taken place swiftly. As you can see, of course, the heavy waves that have been lashing the coastline since last night really, and it's only intensified in the last few hours. But the hope is that with landfall now taking place and underway, the winds will perhaps slowly lessen. 100 kilometers an hour. Remember, Amphan went up to as much as 140 kilometers per hour. So it was a much more severe cyclone that the east coast of the country had witnessed at that time. Wind speeds reaching 120 to 140 kilometers per hour is what we are being told at the moment. Air Vice Marshal, just give me a sense, is there, the Gujarat coast also was expected to get heavy rainfall areas beyond Daman, Valsad. It appears that Gujarat also, as of now, and this is of course as of now at 1:30, seems relatively insulated.
Yes, that's true. You see, had the storm crossed close to Mumbai, which earlier we said the possibly between Alibag or Mumbai, that is the crossing point. But now since it has happened even south of Alibag, that is closer to Raigad, I will say, which is at a distance of almost about, you can say comfortably, at least about 80 kilometers away from Mumbai itself. Dahanu, the last post of Maharashtra as such, is about 100 kilometers away from Mumbai, and Gujarat starts thereafter. So relatively all those areas of Gujarat, Vapi, Navsari, Valsad, Surat and going upward up to Bharuch, which were expected to be impacted with this storm earlier, they are much safer now. They will have some rains, but there are no worrying moments as such for those areas. South Gujarat area will not be impacted heavily with this storm now. The area remains same at the cost of repetition. I say it is going to be Alibag and adjoining area, say up to Ratnagiri to Alibag is the more crucial. Mumbai falls, yes, on the outskirts with some good rains. Southern Mumbai, suburbans of Mumbai, they will also have. But as we go north of central parts of Mumbai, south of Santa Cruz or so, its intensity will reduce. But next 6 hours, all crucial, whatever happens, it is in the next 6 hours and it eases
Why
out
do you say,
thereafter.
why do you say 6 hours? You are telling me that the landfall has begun around 1. You are saying that any damage that it can inflict in terms of rain as well as wind speed can stretch right up to 7 p.m.?
Oh, you see, as I said, the landfall will be complete in another 1 hour. but in the rear section of the storm also, as it is in the forward section, rear section of the storm also, they are having spirals, they are having the thick cloud, they are having clouds which can give you heavy downpour. So, and as the storm moves inside, firstly guards are there, as it is getting distorted, the configuration of the storm because of the guards as such. And when the storm moves inside, the dry air comes in and this moisture which it holds while over the sea and the closer to the coast reduces, and that is how the storm weakens also. Why I say 6 hours? After 6 hours I expect this storm to weaken. It will no longer be a cyclonic storm even. It will just be down to a depression, I will say. So weakening of the storm to that level will reduce its intensity and accordingly its spread also of intense weather activity. That's what's going to happen. I think by about evening 7 o'clock or so, relatively all these pockets also, they will have rains. They are not going to stop. That we have to watch out for the next about more than 12 hours also for the rains. But then most intense period of the storm will be over in the next about 6 hours or so over these parts. Yes, Raji.
Thank you very much for those updates. We'll keep, of course, coming back to you. Remember, the BMC Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal having a very difficult time in the last month, just taken over last month as the Municipal Commissioner. He's having to battle COVID-19 and now the cyclone. India Today's Mumbai Bureau Chief Sahil Joshi spoke to him a short while ago.
We are now fully geared up. We have evacuated thousands of people. More than 30,000 people have been evacuated of their own after our appeals. We have cleared people under the places where prospective landslides should take place. We have arranged for the food packets for them quarantine. And plus now, because of COVID, we say that we will not release these people without doing their health screening through our MOHs. So we can do two things in one go. So plus we had hundreds of pumps in Mumbai, more than 350 pumps in one place, then 5 mega pumps. We have put all the operators and all the labor and staff required on the site. So if it floods, immediately these pumps will be going on. So that time there's no need to look for labor or to operators for things like that.
Okay, there you have the Municipal Commissioner who's there at the headquarters monitoring the situation. Remember, for the last 24 hours, Mumbai is now on high alert. In a way, it's also kept the COVID preparations on the back burner. The entire focus largely on minimizing the damage that could be caused by Cyclone Nisarg. Let's take a break at this point. Our continuous coverage and our updates all through this afternoon, wherever you are across the western coast of this country, stay indoors, stay safe is the message. Welcome back. Continuing coverage of Cyclone Nisarg, which has made its landfall in the Alibag area, 90 kilometers south of Mumbai. The cyclone has moved right across the Konkan coast, and that's where it's caused the maximum damage. The hope is Mumbai itself will be insulated, and even the areas in and around the Konkan coast, fishermen and the villagers are being evacuated. So the hope is, of course, that unlike what happened last week with Cyclone Amphan, the damage will be much more limited this time. That's, of course, the hope at the moment. Our correspondent Mustafa is there at the moment in South Mumbai. Mustafa, give us a sense what you're seeing around you. We're being told by people living in South Mumbai that the wind speeds have intensified.
Yeah, the winds have intensified, Rajdeep. We are at the location where a tree collapse incident had taken place at CST. Now the road is being cleared by the help of excavator. This is CST, the main road which goes towards Fort. And there are multiple locations in Mumbai where the trees collapse incidents have taken place due to the winds which have intensified over the last few hours. What you can see that the peripheral surface of the storm at least has reached Mumbai, and the winds and the rains have been continuously there since morning. But we are also waiting what happens when the actual landfall takes place, when the wind speed will actually increase to what the weather department had predicted. These are the first visuals of these buses now passing by the same road where tree collapse incident had taken place half an hour back. Now this road has been opened up. So yes, it's the best advice for the Mumbaikars at this point of time is to stay home, because you don't know what happens on the road. You have to be, even if you are out under open sky, because these are the safety measures you have to take. We are still in the midst of the storm. It will take around 4 to 5 hours. After the storm passes by, there is likelihood of heavy rainfall taking place in Mumbai, and then a high tide at 10:30 p.m. We can't really say what will happen. We have to wait and watch. Back to you.
Okay, but I can see at least that the rain isn't quite as heavy as at the moment. The wind speeds are the one, of course, that are troubling in a situation like this. Those images that we are getting you at the moment, this is in Ratnagiri, and that's where, as I said, Ratnagiri and in Alibag, some of the worst impact of the cyclone is being felt. So it is at the moment about 90-100 kilometers away from Mumbai, away from the southern part of Mumbai, where we are seeing this kind of damage that is being done because of the heavy wind speeds that are taking place at the moment. Also a reminder that Gujarat also is bracing for Cyclone Nisarg. It started, as I said, the landfall near Alibag about half an hour ago. The cyclonic storm that has hit the Arabian Sea has stretched right across towards southern Gujarat as well, and is expected to hit Daman shortly. Thousands of residents have been evacuated along the southern coast of Gujarat. Valsad, Navsari, Dang, Daman, Dadra, Nagar Haveli and Surat all expected to receive heavy rainfall as an impact from the cyclone, and the wind speeds there are heavy also at the moment. 16 NDRF teams deployed in Gujarat as well. The Indian Coast Guard has issued warnings to fishermen and those staying in low-lying areas.
दमन में एनडीआरएफ की टीम डिप्लॉय है. हमारे साथ डिप्टी कमांडेंट पाठक साहब मौजूद है, उन्हीं से बातचीत करते हैं. सर, ये बताइए कि पूरी जो सिचुएशन है, कितने लोगों को अब तक इवैक्यूएट किया है आप लोगों ने?
तकरीबन 3 से 4 हज़ार लोग हो गए हैं. अभी भी कुछ लोग हैं, अभी काम चल रहा है. कुछ लोग जो है जो रिलक्टेंट है उन पर काम चल रहा है. अभी कुछ लोग जो फंसे हुए हैं उनको अभी और निकाला जा रहा है.
सर, सिचुएशन को किस तरीके से मॉनिटर किया जा रहा है फिलहाल?
अभी तो देख रहे हैं, वेट एंड वॉच है. हमारी टीम वैसे सारी रेडी है. यहाँ 2 टीम डिप्लॉयड है और वालसाद में भी है, तो सिलवासा में भी है 4 टीमें. तो सारी जगह हमारी टीमें डिप्लॉयड है. तो हम देख रहे हैं कि कब तक ये होता है. वैसे इवनिंग तक का टाइम है.
दमन में कितने लोग, कितनी टीम तैनात की गई है? सिलवासा और खास करके वलसाड, नवसारी, जो कि माना जा रहा है कि वहाँ पे भी इसका असर देखने मिलेगा.
हाँ बिल्कुल, यहाँ पे हमारी 2 टीमें अभी डिप्लॉयड है और नवसाद में भी 2 टीमें हैं. सिलवासा में 4 टीमें आ रही हैं और बाकी कुछ और बैकअप हमारी हैं जो रेडी हालात में हैं. तो अभी तो इतनी ही टीमें हैं आसपास में और बाकी बैकअप में हैं.
सर, अगर सिचुएशन ज़्यादा तेज़ बारिश होती है या किसी तेज़ हवाएं चलती है, कहीं नुकसान होता है, तो क्या क्या आप लोगों ने क्या क्या इक्विपमेंट्स और रहेंगे और किस तरीके से लोगों को रेस्क्यू किया जाएगा?
हमारी सारी इक्विपमेंट्स हमारे जो है ऑलमोस्ट जो है रेडी हालत में है. बट देखते हैं क्या टाइड आती है, कि क्या स्पीड होती है और क्या होता है स्ट्रेंथ. तो एक बार जो है उसके बाद ही हम कुछ कर सकते हैं अगर क्या कितनी क्षति होती है.
Okay, so that's our reports from Gujarat. Remember, of course, in Gujarat, it is again the southern belt of the state which is in the eye of the storm. The coastal belt of the state is in the eye of the cyclone Nisarg storm. Our Mumbai bureau chief, meanwhile, Sahil Joshi, has been up and about, and he brings you images of the damage that has been done in parts of South Mumbai at the moment. Let's take a look.
The cyclone is now hitting on land near Alibag and Mumbai, even though the wind speed is not that high as it was expected at this point of time. But we can see here that the tree is fallen. This is one of the important road in Mumbai, just near the JJ flyover. This tree is fallen just a while back. Even though the wind speed is not high, but despite that, we can see such kind of incidences at various places in Mumbai. The BMC is now active. We were just at the disaster management cell. The BMC commissioner has asked the BMC officials to remove these kind of trees as early as possible. But right now there is no one. It's expected that by evening the wind speed will increase. The rainfall is also going to increase. That time the real test of the BMC preparations will be seen. With cameraman Rakesh Salaskar, Sahil Joshi in Mumbai for India Today.
Okay, let's also go across to Vidya, our correspondent who's joining us from Mumbai. Vidya, where are you at the moment and what are you seeing in and around you in Mumbai at the moment?
Well, I'm actually at Versova beach. I've never really seen this beach as empty as I see it right now. In fact, the entire beach, we had seen a lot of people walking around, taking a walk early in the morning. But Mumbai police soon got into the action and made sure that the beach is empty. In fact, there's a Koliwada right ahead where a lot of fishermen kept standing around for quite a long time. And Mumbai police really had to make a lot of requests to those people. In fact, from that Koliwada itself, 300 people, mainly the senior citizens and children, have been moved out to safer locations. And that's the kind of situation here across Mumbai, where on the coastline, a lot of people living in hutments have been moved out to safer homes. As of now, the wind is quite high. It's slightly rainy, not so much. We have been seeing a little bit of drizzle and a little more of rain since morning. But since the time the entire impact, the landfall of the cyclone Nisarg happened around Alibag, since then the wind speed has kind of picked up a little too much, wherein we can see the entire coconut trees lining up the coastline. They are quite moving heavily. In fact, quite a bit of a dance that you see here. Kind of gets scary at moments, but well, you can see some of the residents of these buildings have actually come out and are actually looking at, in fact, we did have a lot of people who had actually come here asking where exactly has the cyclone hit. We have heard it is hit Bandra. Kind of a lot of rumors going around. There are a lot of people coming out to see. Let's speak to them. Why are you here? I mean, where are you from?
From Jugali.
So why are you here? आप यहाँ क्यों हैं?
मैडम मैं भी थोड़ा फोटोज लेने आया हूँ.
फोटोज लेने आपको पता है मुंबई पुलिस ने 144 लगाया है आपको?
यस मैडम, मैं भी वेब पोर्टल से आया हूँ.
हाँ जी?
वेब पोर्टल से मैं भी पिक्स लेने आया हूँ.
Okay, so work is what brings people here, but right now we can see a lot of these most of the people who actually come here are not around. So that's one of the impact of Mumbai police, who has managed to keep people off beach right now thanks to the cyclone.
Okay, those are images. Lots of people taking photographs. On occasion, I saw some at Marine Drive taking selfie images there. Let me leave you with our own images of Cyclone Nisarg. These are images, of course, that will play out through the day. We'll get you many more and the latest updates. As I keep saying, stay indoors, stay safe. Back in a moment as our coverage continues here on India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.